sono mai stata tua figlia. But I don't see how we could be roomies for 8.5 months and you forget to call me. We were the queen and princess of despondency, like mama, like little blonde daughter. I'm still running around in the valley of your inner being. I could have sworn the umbilical cord was snipped long before you tripped over the threshold of your dreams. And I could have used it as a comforting noose, but it seems I was actually living off your lungs, breathing in that dull hue of abuse, of smoke from swinging censers filled with purple incense that might have dulled my senses or made me a little more keen to yours. Cause now, every time I hear a knock at my door, I always pretend it's going to be you. And every time I trip, fall, slip, scrape my knees and bleed, I always hope the blood is from the hat that you donated. Lovingly. I wouldn't call this a poem about a girl's distaste for her mother. I'd call it a puzzle, pieced together by all the generations of mothers who have chosen to forget their daughters. It's similar to slaughter, the way everything you touch slices up the beautiful, the way your dumb friends still hang around this town and stare at me, all melancholy, praying their friend would crawl her way out of whatever blissful shithole that has caught her fall, and maybe, if they stare at me a little longer, she might come walking in through their lives again, with that leggy frame of hers, that blonde hair. I used to be blonde too, but it's faded over the years like everything else, like that musical talent that's embedded into my DNA. I'm glad it's been shot to hell because words never fell from your lips, they're from mine, and my lips are the only thing on my fucking face that doesn't reflect you. In your depressive ways, I had a dream of you, sitting in the rain with headphones over your belly to let me listen to Mozart, or Stevie Nicks, or Bob Dylan, or whatever other music you were into. I have no idea where to find your hidden agendas, but they must seep through, cause I don't have to write out the letters to spell Antonella across my skin. The sound wave has already carved them into my bones, so when I grow and grow and grow, I can tower over you and your never-ending flow of bad luck. Non sono mai stata tua figlia, and I never will be. He had beautiful lips, cussing, pierced with metal, recalling the hour he held weed between his fingers instead of flowers, never realizing how beautiful the sky was until his eyes were closed and the stars burned through his lids and onto his mind. His thoughts are projected forever on night lights, the moon's cracking off fragments caught where the Sandman used to hide his dust. I miss watching him laugh hysterically at the colors nobody else could see. Cause being young is the same as being crazed. They're sweating till oceans mystified, blue and stupefied. I miss laughing at his lack of responsibility and walking on shattered planes of stability and breaking glass bottles till fear seemed to bleed on me. Watching his head roll back, his brain bubbling on acid like rainbow smoke, licking stamps without writing any letters. I miss watching him laugh hysterically at jokes he'd never tell. Our minds aren't brilliant anymore, they're dull. Rusted, I spit burns through big rubber gloves and bottoms of steel buckets. The more you drink, the more you forget that your family hates you, that your little brother might turn out just like you. The more you look at me, the more my own face begins to crack into your own melting skin, snapped off under already dirty fingernails caught in your hair with knots you tie that can never be undone. You're greased into the walls. You're snapping off like pieces of the rafters falling into your open eyes. You become a statue to your own vices. You become an aerosol can, mountains of white powder and tablets of joy rides in spite he might just follow. Your tired sunken footsteps into a world of small reddened cuts and typical dark alleyways, always so alone and always far away from us, staring at the ceiling. Seeing the veins creeping across the breakage only makes you want more. Beautiful lips and eyes become chapped and dry, and I don't really know him anymore.
I love that music, it's so fun. Okay.
I've climbed mountains to please you, and I've seen you crawling through the dirt in my dreams, and when your cleanliness is covered in mud and the soap on your skin starts to dry and flake off, I'll be there with my ice pick to set you free. I've cussed out angels to defend you, and I've ripped out their wings and stapled them to your spine so you can feel altitude and spit on the divine, and I stole their halos and bent them to fit you, and I took his eyes forever hurting you, and And I stole his eyes so you could better see all the wrong shit I do. I anger you till you hate me, but I still love you. And your tears that steam before they even hit the ground. I've molded masterpieces from your scorn. I'll know I'll never change you, but I'll be there when you become a statue to your own misery. And with this hammer, I'll set you free. I've cut paths through forests so you could better reach me. And I burn the leaves to ash to better resemble your skin. And I cried out to God to keep you a prisoner and to give me the key so I could hold you just a moment longer under my control till you know what it's like to be held captive by charity. And when you just about choke from being smothered with my love, I'll take my shovels to the locks and set you free. Our stories only differ because I've learned release. I've learned release, yes, I've learned release. And you should look down at your own pretty clenched fists and open your eyes and ears to learn the same thing. But until that day, I'll keep putting my pen to paper until God declares me an actual human being, not a puppet to your needs. He can take his fire to the strings and set me free. He can take